Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the second week in Project Usari's 15-week debating program. Today is the first class for week 2 and today we're going to discuss basics of debating. Before I begin, I just want to ask everybody, is my screen clearly visible, and if I am audible, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Now, in today's, but just a second, yeah. So before I begin with today's session, I want to do a small recap of whatever we did in the last week. Firstly, we did basics of original oratory, or OO, and by definition, OO is a persuasive speaking format which tests you on your speaking and research abilities. And then we learned how to write a good structured speech and what elements to include when writing a good speech. This is covered in more detail on Project Usari's YouTube channel. Thirdly, we covered how to conduct basic research for our OO speeches. Here I've written a basic one-line summary as to what we discussed. So we discussed how to researching a speech. We discussed how you must write everything you know about a topic or an umbrella topic or a topic that is closely related to it. Just write everything you know about it, then search the keywords as to what are the important things that are to be discussed in the speech in the topic that you've gotten, and then read articles or watch YouTube videos and take notes of important things or new things that you just newly learned, right? And then search for new information based on the notes that you've made, and keep on repeating the process until you think you've gotten enough notes for your speech, right? And again, it goes again that for more detailed explanation, I highly request you all to check out the playlists on Project Usari's YouTube channel, because we have the recorded lecture for last week as well as a full length video as to how to write a good speech as well. In today's class, we're going to discuss three things. Firstly, basic definitions of debating. Secondly, basic must-know terms for debating. And thirdly, how to apply the above terms to a speech. Now, what is debating? Debating is a structured discussion where speakers present arguments both for and against a topic. Everybody knows that debating in the most general terms is where two speakers are opposing each other, where one speaker is speaking for the motion and the second speaker is speaking against the motion, right? Now, the basic examples, I've included two basic examples here. For example, first is for, that is, school uniforms should be banned, or against that, school uniforms should not be banned. And secondly, a potential for topic could be that entrepreneurs should be taught in schools, entrepreneurship should be taught in schools, or the against could be that entrepreneurship should not be taught in schools. Now, this is what a basic definition of debating looks like. Nothing too deep, nothing too difficult. It's just that there are two speakers who are speaking for or against a topic, and they're just setting a structured contest between both of them. Now, here's just a basic visual representation of what a debate, a potential simple formatted debate might look like. Here you can see that the topic given to these two speakers is that should social media be banned for students. So the person who's speaking for is going to speak that yes, social media should be banned, and the person who is speaking against it is saying that yes, social media should not be banned. And here they are telling the benefits of banning social media, and then here this speaker is telling what are the benefits of not banning social media. So just the basic things, that basic points they've written here, that if you ban social media, it increases focus on studies, there's less distraction and more mental well-being, as opposed to the girl who is saying that social media should not be banned because it helps staying connected and access to information and learning, and there's freedom of expression when you have social media. Again, just very basic, very simple, nothing too deep. There's just two speakers speaking for and against a topic that is given here. Now, here are some basic terminologies that you should and must know when you're talking about debating in general. Although there are so many debating terminologies out there, but these eight basic terminologies are the ones that you must know as a beginner, because there's a lot of misunderstanding about the terms that I'll be discussing here. And moreover, there are like so many terms in debating that you should know, but that will again I will progress on those terms gradually. So yeah. Now firstly, motion. Now the thing is, we know what a topic is. Topic is what is being discussed about, what is, it is something that we have to write our speech on, right? However, motion is a topic for debate. So you can just say that motion is actually a topic. So whenever you hear motion, that means it is going to be a debate topic. All right, so motion means topic. So over here, the three examples that I've given you: school uniform should be banned, it is a motion. Should social media be banned for students, again it is a motion. So again, you can definitely interchange these words. However, at global level and at national level, all of the organizations usually use the word motion. So I hope you don't get confused with what a motion is. Motion is literally just a topic that is being debated about. All right, then the side, there are only two sides, for or against. Debate has to be strictly for or against a particular topic. However, in OO, original oratory, that we discussed last week, you can take a neutral stance. You can be neutral. You can speak for and against. You can speak for both the sides in your speech by taking a good stance, by researching and etc. However, in a debate, you strictly have to speak for your side, whether it's negative or positive, because again, it is a debate and the idea should be opposing for both the teams. Thirdly, claim or thesis. This is your main position. I think this is extremely important. A claim or thesis is a particular line, a particular set of 2-3 lines in your speech that is spoken after the introduction, and this claim or thesis should be really defensible. That is to say, this is something that you speak so that the speaker, the speakers of the opposing team and the judges, the audience, all of them know what you're going to speak. A thesis is defensible. That is again to say that it is such a powerful line that it actually encaptures a lot of the things that your speech is going to talk about. If you do not understand this term right now, just don't worry, because we're going to discuss an example later. But just understand that thesis or claim, one and the same thing. It is your main position, a line that literally describes your entire speech in just one single paragraph or line. All right, then argument. Argument is something that we've been discussing for a long time now, and we've already discussed this, what an argument should look like. I've already given you a basic structure for what an argument should look like. I've given you an acronym that you can remember so that you can write good structured arguments, and that acronym is SEEC. I'll just write it again here for you all. That is SEEC. S stands for statement, then E stands for explanation, then the second E, I'm so sorry about my handwriting, but yes, just a second, I'll just speak it. So the first S stands for statement, second E stands for explanation, the second E stands for example, and C stands for conclusion. And this is how you can write your arguments. Again, this has already been discussed at length in the last lecture in Project Usari's 10-minute series on public speaking. So if you still did not understand it, I highly recommend you all to please go back to those videos, watch them, and do check out the description box, because it has a really good assignment that will help you understand this concept better and write good speeches. Anyways, example or evidence. I think this is again really important, because an example gives a proof for your argument as to why your argument is so important, why your argument is the most important in the entire speech. An example just gives that validation to whatever you're speaking. Seventh, rebuttal. Again, this is something really important. Rebuttal is literally when you answer the question, or when you I'll just read the definition here and then break it down. Rebuttal, responding to the other side's argument. For example, if let's take this topic, should social media be banned for students, right? What a rebuttal would look like then. Firstly, if the person who is saying that yes, social media should be banned, he says that, oh, social media should be banned because there'll be less distraction for students, because if there's less distraction, they'll be able to focus on their mental health more, because of which it improves mental health or mental well-being, right? However, a rebuttal to it could be, from this side, this girl could say that, hey, but if you actually ban that if you don't ban social media, then also students can have less distraction. That is to say, they can connect with their friends and measure their interests and talk to each other. And that's just like, I mean, if a particular person over here says that, hey, there's better focus on studies, this person is going to take an argument that is exactly opposite to what this person said, and that is going to be a rebuttal. That is going to be an argument that this person has answered. Again, this will be more clear when we discuss the example in the next slide. Now, lastly, conclusion or summary, that is bringing your entire speech together. Again, I think I've discussed this again many times. Conclusion is again a part that we've discussed at length in the last sessions as well. So please make sure that you just go through those sessions once again. These were the basic terminologies that you must know. I think these are pretty easy, nothing too deep. So now we're just going to discuss how these can be applied. The thing is, okay, so here's like a visual representation for the motion school uniforms should be banned for students. We have two speakers here, a person who's speaking for that yes, school uniforms should be banned, and against, who's the girl who's saying that no, school uniforms should not be banned for school students. All right, first we'll discuss the for side, and you can just literally understand the against side easily. Alright, so firstly we discuss what a motion or topic is. That is what is being debated. Easy. Side, this person is speaking for or against, so this person is going to say that I stand on the for side, so I believe school uniforms should be banned for school students. Again, this was again a really easy way to display your side, so that's a good point here. Then thirdly, claim or thesis, that is your main position. Again, I want to read these two things together. For claim or thesis, for a person who's speaking for this motion is going to be school uniforms should be banned because students have the right to express themselves. Uniforms are uncomfortable and unnecessary, and school should focus on learning and not clothing. Whereas the person who's saying that school uniforms should not be banned for students is saying that school uniforms should not be banned because they promote equality, reduce distractions, and create a sense of belonging and discipline among the students. Now you see the claim or thesis, let's use the word thesis because it's much better. The thesis that both of these sides have made literally displays a very strong stance as to what are they going to speak in their entire speech. Now both of these theses are really defensible. What do I mean by that? Although I've already explained, but I want to explain it better using this example. Now saying that a thesis is defensible, it means that the line that you're speaking as your thesis is just so powerful that it cannot be countered by anyone. That is to say that it literally captures a lot of the important main things about the speech that you're going to speak, so that you're able to make good speech, you're able to make good claims in the speech that is going to come further. Now you'll notice that the thesis that these both speakers have spoken will also be continued through the argument, continued throughout the argument and the evidence that they're going to give. That is why this thesis is so good. Fourth, for this motion is that they've given an argument saying that an argument is basically a reason that supports your side. So first, the uniforms take away a student's freedom of expression. Clothing is one of the easiest ways for young people to show their personality and creativity. Banning uniforms limits this basic right. Alright, they've given an example then as a proof to their argument. That is to say they've given an evidence that will validate whatever they've spoken, and this is really important because it makes your argument feel legitimate to the speakers and to the adjudicators. Now they've given the example here that says that many students feel more confident when they wear what they like. A survey by University of Houston found that 82% of students felt school uniforms do not improve their education or behavior. Also in many schools that removed uniforms, students reported higher satisfaction and better attendance. They've again proven their argument using this example, because over here they said it takes away a student's freedom of expression, and because clothing is one of the easiest ways to show their personality and creativity. Their example supports this. How? Because they said that the schools who removed uniforms saw that students reported higher satisfaction, and satisfaction can only come if you're genuinely happy with yourself and you're happy with the kind of surroundings and environment that you've been given when you're studying or when you're learning, right? Then a rebuttal, you'll understand rebuttal here better because it means responding to the other side's argument. So it is literally just saying that my opponent may say, the other side might say. So why is this important? I'll tell you once you read this. Now the rebuttal that this person has given here says that my opponent may say uniforms promote equality, but equality does not mean everyone should look the same. It means everyone is treated with respect. We can promote respect through values and inclusive education, and not through forcing everyone to wear identical clothes. Whereas the rebuttal from the against side is, my opponents may say that uniforms limit self-expression, but students can express themselves in many ways through their ideas, actions and achievements. School is about learning and not fashion shows. You see, a rebuttal here is basically playing a role of predicting what the other side might say, using that prediction, and then explaining why the other side's argument or other side's claim is not correct. Why? Because if you noticed here, just a second, yes, if you just a second, there's someone trying to join the call. All right. Vivan, we're just finishing up with today's topic. Just keep yourself muted and I'll take your questions later. If you want to say anything, just please write in the chat box. All right. As I was saying that, as I was discussing what a rebuttal looks like. So you see that a person over here, the person over here who's speaking against this topic said that it promotes equality, right? And then this person said that my opponent may say that uniforms promote equality. You see, this person has taken the claim from the other side, right? They've taken a claim from the other side and they've used that claim to prove this person is wrong. They've again done the same thing with this person. So you see, rebuttal is literally just questioning each other and using those questions to prove that your side is much better than what the other side is trying to do. Then conclusion or summary, it is just bringing your speech together. In conclusion, school uniforms limit self-expression, are uncomfortable and unnecessary, do not improve education, takes trust to students and allows them freedom to dress in a way that makes them feel confident and happy. For these reasons, I strongly believe school uniforms should be banned. Again, conclusion / summary, just use the word conclusion, it is a better word, is just literally summarizing whatever you said in your speech. And just remember that a conclusion in a debate is basically you summarizing everything you've just said, because that will help the judge, the speakers and your opponents to actually understand that, okay, these are the main points that this person has already discussed with us in the entire speech. So it is easy for them to keep track of your speech, etc. And I think I've already discussed this multiple times with you before, that it's really important for you to keep on signposting your just a second, yes, to keep on signposting your speech, because signposting is basically you telling the judge or you telling the audience that okay, first I'm going to discuss this, second I'm going to discuss this, third I'm going to discuss this, because this makes it easier for your speech to be followed so that everybody can understand it better. And in debating, it is extremely important that you clearly say that today I'm going to speak for the motion. Firstly, I'll be discussing this argument, secondly I'll be discussing this, and thirdly I'll be discussing this. So these are the things that you must do so that you can present a really good speech. All right, before I continue further, does anybody have any questions? Ask me, do you have any questions?
None at all.
All right, perfect then. I'll just a second. Okay, yeah. So now, considering that none of you have any questions, if any one of you have any questions, I really request you all to just keep on posting them in the chat box so that I can answer them once I stop this recording. So now that not a lot of you have questions, I'll be discussing two tasks with you today. The first task is going to be fill in the blanks. Now, the thing with this task is to give you an idea as to how to connect your speech in a structured manner, in a logical manner, so that you can create your own speeches when I give you the task. All right. So the motion at hand here is zoos should be banned. Now again, this is going to be a quick exercise, so I really just need quick answers when I'll be asking, when I'll be like asking what is the theme, what is the thesis, what is the argument, example, rebuttal, conclusion, etc. that you can give for this particular topic. Just one liner answers. I'll give you all just 2 minutes to think about it, and then I'll be just 2 minutes to think about it, and then I'll be asking you all. Just a second, there's I think someone. All right, I see that Asmi has raised her hand. Asmi, would you like to give us the thesis for this topic? Just quick one line answers.
Um, so should I tell that I'm for the motion or against the motion?
No, it is going to be for that. Yes, zoos should be banned.
Okay, so my claim is that because of zoos, animals have cruelty upon them because they are used for torture. I mean, for torture for humans and entertainment.
All right, so I think your claim over here is a bit scattered, because I think you could have said, because there are 2 to 3 ideas here. First you said torture, and then you said entertainment. So you can pick either of these either of these topics and then give me a thesis. So you can literally just say zoos should be banned because zoos are used as entertainment for human beings, which is extremely cruel. So I think this can be a better thesis. So if you're going with this thesis about entertainment, I need you to give an argument for this. You can take a minute.
Well,
Ask me, are you ready with your argument?
yes, it is these are used, animals are used for entertainment, Well, it is because like they are kept in cages just for human entertainment, and for that reason they don't stay in the natural habitat, and they are given food based on how they entertain the human.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what you're basically trying to say here is that because animals are up for mostly human entertainment, and their survival literally depends upon how much they've entertained a person. So all right, I'll take that, but then again, I'll not say that it is a strong argument. It is a good argument, but if you want to make it really strong, then there should be a really good evidence. So if you've already thought about what evidence you can give, you can just tell me and I'll write.
Can I have like 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm done.
Hmm.
Okay, so my example is that many zoo animals show stress or sadness or unusual behavior because they have limited space to live.
Mm-hmm. All right. Again, the example is good, but do you think that it ties to the argument that you gave?
Well, I think it does because in the argument I said that they suffer when they are kept in cages and they are away from the natural habitat, and I showed as an example that they show stress on sadness because they are away
Hmm, hmm,
from
hmm.
the habitat.
All right, yes, I think I would take it. Again, because it's like a one liner exercise, there can be missing links, but sure, it's a good example. You can give me the rebuttal and conclusion in a minute after you think.
I have the rebuttal prepared, but not the conclusion.
All right, I think conclusion is going to be much easier because you just have to summarize. Just give me the rebuttal.
Okay, so my rebuttal is that my opponent may say that they protect them, like they protect endangered animals, but zoo may protect endangered animals, but wildlife sanctuaries can protect them in a more natural environment.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yes, in a more natural and a more um, in a more governed environment, because most of these sanctuaries are really part of like a big part of government's budget. So yes, so yeah, definitely it's a good rebuttal. And in conclusion, you can just literally say that hence it is really important that we ban zoos, because animals are not here for human entertainment or human bait, because they are living beings as well and deserve equal rights in terms of space and etc. So yes, it was a really good start. Now that you've all understood how to like fill all of these blanks, I really hope that there's no problem in any of these terms. Now that we've also done task 1, I want all of you to tell me, do you now still have a problem with any of the terms that we've discussed?
No.
All right. So now we've completed with task 1. Now as for task 2, because we've done all of this, you now have exactly 10 minutes to write a debate on exams do more good than harm. Now you have to decide whether you want to speak for or against this topic. This will be your call. It's totally up to you. All right. Feedback will be provided on two metrics. Firstly is matter, that is how good your content is, and secondly, method, that is have you followed the format that I gave you. So now you have exactly 10 minutes to write a debate on this particular topic. I will now begin the timer. All the best.